and welcome to the practice of the 21 Taras with Lady Rhea. Hi, and welcome. I'm so happy so many of you responded to join me today and practice the 21 Taras, which this practice is for. I'm going to back this up just a little bit so it's not so on top of me. This practice is for peace, generosity, the relinquishing of poverty, protection, guidance, the removal of disease, the removal of terrors. And we're doing this for peace, not only in Eastern Europe, but wherever you live. I know I've seen an increase in violence all over the country and in other countries since the pandemic started. And it's just now become a natural way of people responding with violent reaction. I think that this garnered an anger inside of us as individuals, and being we're all connected, those little anger waves keep traveling through the universe and setting off like a domino effect, one after the other. So when I proposed to Esoteric Guides New York, and I want to thank them, of course, for hosting us today. When I proposed to them that I would like to do a 21 Tara ritual again for peace in the world and peace in our lives and generosity in our lives and prosperity and good health, healing, Esoteric Guides immediately stepped up to the plate and said, of course, Lady Rhea will host it. And so first, a thank you and applause to Esoteric Guides for always being there for us and generously giving of their time to show different esoteric views of the world, of New York. And so first I wanted to get that out of the way. Next, I want to give a personal thank you and always a blessing to my root Lama, John Merthin Reynolds Vajranatha, who bestowed these particular gems upon me in life so that I would share them as the years went on throughout time, which I generously love doing Tara for anyone. So I'm happy to have all of you here today. And we're going to also have another gem given today. Gems are what we consider jewel teachings or mantra of enlightened Buddhas. And there is Shirapchama, which I would like to start out our ritual with. And she is from the Bonpo practice of Tibet. It is 18,000 years old. It has not changed in 18,000 years. If anyone wants to look up, it's spelled B-O-N, Bon, Po, P-O. And this is the practice also of Shirapchama, which I will do a short version of to open up the ritual before we go into the full practice of the 21 Taras. I will also repeat the mantra very slowly to begin with, so that you have time to catch up, because mantra is repeated very quickly. The desired amount of times a mantra is said is 108 times. So the practice is to say it rapidly so that one may do it more than 108 times. They may want to do it 1,008 times, 10,008 times, but it's always the same number, 108. Although it's perfectly allowable to say it as often as you like or as much as you want without being a prescribed number. For those of you that do not have mala beads or prayer beads, such as this, for keeping count, I often suggest in my book, The Enchanted Candle, under the Tara, that people get 2 separate bowls. Fill one with 108 pennies or 108 beans or anything, 108 beads, whatever you can use for counting. And the empty bowl represents you, waiting to be filled with mantra. So each time you say the count, you take a penny and you drop it in the empty bowl. So Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha, 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 Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. So, you won't lose track of your count, but just saying along with me. You can play this video in your home and let the vibrations of it go through your house for cleansing, for purification, for prayers, for peace, for prosperity, for generosity. And why do I say generosity? We need the generosity of Mother Earth right now. We need the generosity of others that have more to share more, the generosity of good thoughts, good plans, good ideas, food, money, social services, medicines. We need generosity of the world, and we need to have peace in our world. And this is the main focus of this. I do abhor violence. And this violence that is going on in the Ukraine is heartbreaking. And it's heartbreaking for these other soldiers from Russia who had no want to go there and have this inflict this horror on a country that's so similar to theirs or anywhere in the world. And they're dying too. And their mothers are suffering too. And this is also for healing compassion for anyone who is watching this. If there is any illness or any illness in someone else's life that you love, include them in the prayers. And always remember, when mantra like this is practiced, every life that is touched by this mantra will extend to every life that you touch after you watch this video or watch this or perform this ritual with me, because the energy never dies. So the mantra just continues to go out into the universe and touching lives. So the more we practice, it's like drops of water. If you put out an empty bowl and it rains, it's drops of water gathering together, and it becomes a one unified bowl of water. Whereas you can't separate each drop as an individual. Becomes the whole. So our prayers will join millions of other prayers in the universe, whether they be Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Judaism, craft, pagan, for peace. Anyone who is praying for peace, all of these prayers mingle in together. I have a bird that likes to talk when I'm talking. So I wanted to, of course, I'm standing in front of the altar, and I'm going to be sitting out of sight, and you will hear me repeating the prayers and the mantras and the invocations. But visualizing me is not important. Seeing the altar and what it represents is important. It's important for your meditation, for the practice. So now, without further ado, I am going to disappear from the screen, and you will continue to hear my voice, follow my voice, and gaze upon the beautiful meditation altar that I have created for you today. And that's another thing about the Tara rituals, Lakshmi, Durga, all of the practices with Wicca that I do. Each time I stage an altar, there's always something unique or different than the last time. So I do thank you all again for joining. My blessings, my sincerest, humblest blessings to all who will see this after. And my greatest wish, may all be happy. May all find peace. May all find resolve to their problems and their troubles. Namaste. And so we begin. I hope this is a clear vision for everyone to see. Here we have the Buddha Tara sitting in the center stage. And this is a Tara. And how you recognize a white Tara is that she has 7 eyes, 2 in the center, 1 at the forehead, 1 in each palm, and 1 in the sole of each foot. Also, we have Lakshmi and Ganesha, who are also considered of the lotus race. I'm wondering if you can hear me. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. I wasn't sure because I put in a microphone. And also we have here the ancient Buddha of the Bon tradition, Taparitsa here, who is of a clear embodiment. And we have another Buddha, a Shakyamuni, and we have a small image of Tara and the joyful Buddha to bring good fortune. So there's many aspects here. This is Shirapchama, the card. And so we're going to begin with the practice of Shirapchama, which, as I said, it is a jewel in the lotus. Jewel in the lotus represents the supreme embodiment of the Buddha that is lotus born. Lotus born means born of perfection, self-created, born from the compassion of the universe. So all of the lotus race is here today to be invoked and called upon to end suffering as we are seeing it now, great suffering. So I'm also going to include right now, we're going to start out with the I bow to the jewel in the lotus mantra very briefly to open up the ceremony. And that mantra is said, Om. Om Mani Pedi Hom. 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 Om Mani Pedi Hum. Prayer to the loving mother, Shirapchama. Free. Free. Rang nang nam pa dag pe zheng na. From the place within where our vision is pure and clear. Yum chen hug je jame kula. The great mother, embodiment of loving compassion. Chaksakso wa ta pa samji. By paying homage and praying to you. Jik jai jo yu le ja wa zo chek. May we overcome the eightfold fears. Om Mawama de Mahi Mohai Mao Maye Rupaye Tadadu Saha. Om Mawama de Mahi Mohai Mao Maye Rupaye Tadadu Saha. Om Mawama de Mahi Mohai Mao Maye Rupaye Tadadu Saha.
Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. Om Mawama De Mahimo Hai Maho Maye Rupaye Tadadu Soha. During the mantra, the practice is a visualization of Shirapchama, who is the mirror of Tara, the earlier mirror manifestation. And she goes out and gathers from the raw materials in the universe all joy and love that has been removed from your heart. And she returns back and gives you back what has been taken from your heart. So this is the reason I do this mantra prior to Tara, is to fill our heart centers with what has been taken away in the forms of love, in the forms of compassion, in the forms of healing. And I am returning it first to your heart center from the wisdom loving mother. Om ma wa ma de ma hi ho ma ye ru pa ye ta du du so ha. Sing ta symbols for clearance. By the way, I'm burning Nag Champa and white sage incense for the clearing of the space. So use your mental images. And now I'm going to list the 21 Taras who manifest around the central green Tara and white Tara, and the colors and manifestations. Number 1, she is red. She is the swift heroine. Number 2, she is white. She is Sarasvati, the great pacifier. Number 3, she is yellow with a bluish aura, and she is the giver of supreme virtue. Number 4, she is white, the all victorious. Number 5, she is red yellow. She is the giver of intelligence. Number 6, black with a tinge of red. She is the terrifier. Tara, who is victorious over the 3 worlds. Number 7, she is black, the invincible. Tara, who crushes others' forces. Number 8, she is red-black, the conqueror of others. Tara, the pulverizer of the Maras. Number 9, she is white. She is the savior of the scented forest. Tara, who embodies the 3 jewels. Number 10, she is red. She is the conqueror of the 3 worldly realms. She is joyous. Number 11, she is red-yellow. She is the giver of wealth. Tara, who eliminates poverty. Number 12, she is yellow-red, the auspicious. Tarot who bestows auspicious conditions. Number 13, she is red, and she is the destroyer of opposing forces. Number 14, she is red-black, the wrathful, Tarot of the wrathful gaze. Number 15, she is white, the very peaceful, the great pacifier. Number 16, she is red, the blazing light. Number 17, she is red-yellow, the subduer of countless harmful forces. Number 18, she is white, Tarot who eliminates poisons. Number 19, she is white, the invincible queen, Tarot who eliminates conflicts and bad dreams. Number 20, she is red-yellow, the mountain-dwelling medicant, Tarot who eliminates diseases. Number 21, she is white, rays of light, Tarot who accomplishes all enlightened activities. Throughout the pandemic, I made a great push for the mountain-dwelling medicant Tarot who eliminates diseases, and I did prayers. At that time, I was doing them on FaceTime, and in the middle of the mantra, I would get cut off, but things have obviously have grown sophisticated for me in the tech world. And again, I want to thank Esoteric Guides New York for making this available to all of us and all who joined, and it will be streamed. And I believe it is being streamed. So again, I want to welcome everyone who is joining us right now. And I'm going to start again with the clearing of the room. Now I'm going to start the mantra very slowly, so that by the time we start doing it, you will be already have gotten used to it. And it's Om Tara Tatara Ture Swaha. Om Tara Tatara Ture Swaha. When we begin to say it quickly, it becomes Om Tare Tatare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tatare Ture Swaha. Om Tara Tatara 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 Ture Swaha. Again, namaste, and I am making prostrations before the altar, even though you can't see me, to begin our ceremony, the invocations of the 21 taras. Om. Om. before oneself appears the beauty of Tara, she who saves, seated on the lotus, praised by all the deities and gods, and many have received countless blessings from the continuous light that issues forth from Tara. Om, homage to Our Lady Aya Tara. Homage to Tara. She was swift and courageous, whose eyes flash in a moment like lightning, who was sprung forth full-blown from the interior of the water-born lotus, to be the protectress of the three worlds. Homage to Tara, whose face is like 100 full moons in autumn, situated amongst clusters of thousands of stars. She radiates light which is diffused everywhere. Homage to Tara, whose hand is adorned with the bluish golden waterborne lotus. She herself practices generosity, vigor, patience, peaceful calm, penance, and meditation. Homage to this Ushnisha of the Tathagatas. She whose career is completely victorious without limit. She who has relied upon all the bodhisattvas who have attained all perfections without exception. Homage to Tara, who filled all the quarters of the sky with the sounds and the syllables Tatara and hum, who suppresses with her foot the seven realms and able to summon before her all spirits without exception. Homage to Tara, who is worshipped by Sarakratu, Agni, Brahma, Vayu, and various other gods, before whom the hosts of Yakshas, Bhutas, Vetalas, and Gandharvas sing hymns of praise. Homage to Tara, who completely destroys all magical devices with the sounds of trot and put. She who suppresses them with her foot while she burns like a blazing mass of fire. Homage to Tara, that great terrifying one, uttering who completely vanquishes the warrior hosts of Mara, who with a wrathful expression upon her lotus face slays all her enemies without exception. Homage to Tara, she who adorns her heart with her fingers in the gesture symbolizing the three jewels. She with the effulgence of her own radiance emanates a circle of light in every direction. Homage to Tara, she who causes great rejoicing by expanding the garlands of light from her tiara. She who by smiling pleasantly and uttering Tatara, under her power, Mara and the otherworldly spirits. Homage to Tara, she who is able to summon all the hosts of earth-protecting deities. She who by uttering with a wrathful expression the sound hum completely emancipates everyone from poverty and destitution. Homage to Tara, whose tiara is adorned with the crescent moon and whose ornaments radiate brilliantly. She who causes rays of light to continuously issue forth from the image of the Amitabha adorning her headdress. Homage to Tara, she who sits in the middle of a garland of light, which blazes like the cosmic fire at the end of the Kalpa. She who with her right leg extended and the other drawn up completely vanquishes the host of hostile spirits. Homage to Tara, she who stamps her foot and strikes the earth with her palm, and who by uttering the sound hum with a wrathful expression slays those demons inhabiting the seven netherworlds. Homage to Tara, she who is bliss, virtue, and peace, who herself realizes that peach which transcends suffering, who possession of perfect purity and svaha Om, vanquishes all of the greater sins. Homage to Tara, who while everyone rejoices, vanquishes the contending host of hostile spirits, and who originates from the syllable hum, which signifies original mind, amid the sounds issuing forth from the other 10 letters. Homage to Tara, she who while stamping her foot utters Tur, and the seed syllable hum, thus shaking such great mountains as Meru, Mandara, and Vinhaya, and even moving the three worlds themselves. Homage to Tara, who holds in her hand the hair-marked moon, which has the form of a divine lake. She who by uttering Tara, as well as syllable, moves all poisons without exception. Homage to Tara. She is relied upon by all the devas, Kanaras, and kings over the host of deities. She who with the luster of joy is her armor, dispelled all disputes and ill dreams, settled the plague, settled Europe. Homage to Tara, she whose two eyes shine clearly like the rising sun and moon. She who by uttering twice as well as Tatara, all dreadful and terrifying plagues. Homage to Tara, she who by perceiving the three aspects of reality possesses perfect purity and the power of pacifying. She who by uttering the most excellent sound, Tui, vanquishes the host of Grahas, Betalas, and Yakshas. Again, the clearing with Sing Ta. Om Tara Tara Ture Swaha. Om Tara Tara Ture Swaha. Om Tara Tara Ture Swaha. Repeat it with me. Om Tara Tara Ture Swaha. 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 Om Tara Tatara 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 Turi 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 Swaha. Om Tari Tutari 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 Turi Swaha. Om Tari Om Tari Tutari Turi Swaha. Om Tari Tutari Turi Swaha. Om Tara Tatara Turi Swaha. Homage to the Guru. Homage to the Dharma. Homage to the Sangha. Homage to you, O Tara, who from the very beginning is devoid of all multifariousness. Sarva Manga. Om. 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 Sarah, your children welcome your lotus feet, your lotus presence. You are the jewel in the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. I bow to the jewel in the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Prayers for peace. Prayers for world peace. Prayers for world generosity. Prayers to end poverty in all nations. Prayers to end war. Prayers to bring new life, spring forth new life. Prayers for a quick recovery for the war-torn Ukraine as far as their lands, their rebuilding, they're returning to their homes, returning to their lives. Prayers for the Russian soldiers and people who are suffering under this great and terrifying war. Prayers for all people. Prayers for all who travel and have fears of their lives. Prayers for all who go to work. Prayers that may all find peace. Prayers that may all find happiness. Prayers that may all find compassion. Prayers that all may all find comfort. Prayers for all good things in this world. And now I will do a final mantra to bring good fortune to everyone listening. Om Trimiye Saledu, 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 Om Triye 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 Saledu, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do, Om Shriye Sally do. Om Shriye Sally do. That is the mantra for all of us and for everyone listening that changes ill fortune into good. So if you've been having any issues or problems in your life that don't seem to be resolving, these mantras, this ritual practice will help heal all hearts, will help restore life to oneself. It will help restore vigor, patience. It will help restore generosity in our world. It will help restore peace in all nations, peace and love in our cities, in our homes, in our towns. May all be happy. May all find the compassion of the Buddha, Mother Tara. Namaste. Now, I would like to tell you a few stories about Tara before I conclude. They say if you simply recall her name at any given time, she will answer you and come to your aid. So I wish everyone here to remember that. If you call upon Tara, she will come to you and assist you in your matters of life. And it doesn't have to be a war or a terrible disease to call upon the wisdom loving mothers, Tara, Shirapchama, Lakshmi, Saraswati, all these wisdom loving mothers and the Buddhas, Shakyamuni, Chenrezig, Avalokitesvara, all come in times of sorrow, in times of terrible things. And Om Trimuye Saledu is a Buddhist mantra with Taparita, the Bunpo, which I often say for people, or the Tara, when they're having great distress in their lives, and they call me up and they say, and I'm like, in my mind, while I'm speaking to them, I'm saying, Om Trimuye Saledu, Om Trimuye Saledu, Om Trimuye Saledu, or Om Tara Tatara Ture Swaha, or Om Wama De Mahimo Hai Mahomaye Rupaye Tadadu Saha. It's all beautiful, it's all good. And there are many forms and many classes and ways of accomplishing magic. Mantra is very powerful, which is why I like using it. And I want to thank everyone here for joining us today here in this ritual practice. And I want to invite you back again. I would like to do a formal Shirapchama with everyone. And so I will be scheduling that through, again, thank you, Esoteric Guides New York. And I want to wish world peace and restoration in your lives. Whatever has been taken away, whatever sorrows you have had, we are here today to restore them. And I want to thank you again. And remember, if you call upon Tara at any time in your life, she will answer. So blessings to everyone. Namaste. Join in again, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much for Lady Rhea. That was beautiful. Good night, everyone.
All right.